So, we have the generations coming up at the moment that are really looking long term about their health and are probably seeing what my generation did and said, I don't want that. But also far more aware of what their choices and their options are now. And so I do also deal with people, or primarily people who are coming in saying, okay, this is where I want to be in 20, 30 years' time. And I want you to help me make that strategy real so that I can apply it and I can make the necessary changes at every stage or decade of my life. Because the truth is, we can't be doing, if we're in our 40s and 50s, we can't be doing what we were doing in our 20s. That goes for nutrition and that goes for fitness and movement. And so they're really seeing that and saying, well, I'm now in my mid 30s. I'm incredibly successful financially. I've got a great social group. Some of them might have a young family, but they can see that 40s, 50s, 60s, they want to keep that and maintain that sustainably. Yes, and then there's the other side of it, which I do see clients in their 40s, 50s, and 60s who have made incredible traction in their professional lives. But personally, they haven't quite hit the goals that they need to hit to be able to sustain that. So, a lot of the work that I do is actually just embedded in three pillars. I work around nutrition, psychology, and lifestyle integration. And as you were saying, when we're great in one area, we're probably not great in the other. So with those three pillars, what we try and do, if we look at it as a Venn diagram, for example, all three need to overlap. You need to have your nutrition sorted. Your mindset needs to be there to some degree in terms of, a strong, um, positive growth mindset. And then we need to be able to integrate that into your lifestyle because, if that can't be integrated, then we can't apply it. So it's very difficult. So those three pillars really embed or structure the programs that I work with anyway. And then with the question that you just asked, allowing people to then decide when they approach the consultancy or they want to work with me is how do I then, where am I not so great in some areas? I hate saying the word lacking. Where am I not so great in some areas? And and as a result of not being, so let's use nutrition for an example. If I'm underperforming or I'm not really meeting my requirements in nutrition, how is that impacting my mindset? How is that impacting my lifestyle? And career is included in that as well.
I love that. I love that you are, because it's so easy to just go and find a diet
Yeah.
program, right? Like you're going to stick to it, you're not. But
Mm.
having the mindset, you know, having the three pillars that you're talking about is so crucial because, you could be the healthiest person in the world and be flat broke. You can be the richest person in the world and could barely walk up a set of stairs, right? You could have lack
Yes.
of spirituality. You could have this and that, but really encompassing everything is just so crucial to that overall lifestyle that you're trying to help people with. And that's why when you said more, earlier you used the word more. And I know that that word is a dangerous one, right? Because more could be so much for anybody, right? More is different for everybody, right? But I think the one
Mm.
thing we all want more of is health and longevity,
Mm.
right?
And I love that you said that because it's exactly where people miss the mark. It's that they know maybe not consciously that they need to improve their health, but more for them still sort of stems from this more superficial understanding of what more is. And as you said, if they're lacking in that mindset piece or the spirituality piece, it is difficult to then understand, okay, well, then how do I integrate nutrition into that as well so that I can actually have a more fulfilled, energized life to be able to do more and have more? Because as we do age, I do find with my clients who are in themselves incredibly successful financially, um, as they get older, they do realize actually that sort of inverts, right? It's almost like, well, I could have all the money in the world, all the things, but now I'm realizing that I don't feel so good and this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel congruent with where I want to be in my lifestyle and how I want to be able to um, raise my children or see my grandchildren grow and all that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's quite interesting.